Ever made a deal? You know, one of those where you're like, what have I?
Those split-second decisions that come back to haunt you.
Right, like trading your future happiness for a quick fix. Well, that's kind of the heart of the story we're diving into today, a tale where a forgotten gift sparks a bargain with some serious consequences.
Welcome to Iranian Things, the show where we dig into the hidden stories of Iran. We're talking folklore, ancient myths, maybe even a little cryptozoology.
I'm Tanaz.
I'm Mars, and for our 140-second deep dive, we've got a real gem of a folktale, featuring a merchant, his three daughters, and a spring that's, well, a lot more than just a place to get water.
It's not just a story, though, right? There are these moral lessons woven in, symbols that point to deeper meanings. So we're going to unpack all that for you today, explore the choices made, the journey it takes us on, and maybe even uncover some wisdom you can use in your own life. Sound good?
Sounds like a plan. So picture this, a merchant getting ready for a long trip. Before he leaves, his daughters, as daughters do, ask for souvenirs, right? The eldest wants a gold necklace, the middle one a jeweled anklet, and the youngest. She asks for a pearl crown.
There's a progression there, isn't there? Each request feels a little weightier, maybe even more meaningful. That pearl crown, it really stands out. What do you think it symbolizes? Purity, royalty, something else?
That's a good question. Pearls, in a lot of cultures, represent purity, sometimes even tears. And a crown, obviously, that's about status, maybe even authority. So maybe the youngest daughter is longing for something deeper, beyond material things.
It definitely adds a layer of complexity right from the start. Now, here's where things get interesting. The merchant comes back from his trip, remembers the necklace and anklet, but completely forgets the pearl crown. The guilt eats at him, and he ends up at a spring, just a regular spring. And that's where our story takes a bit of a magical turn.
Springs, in folklore, are often like these liminal spaces, places where you cross from the ordinary into the extraordinary. The merchant's looking into the water, probably seeing his own reflection, and that regret just hits him.
And get this, it's his sigh, a simple ah from that regret, that triggers something incredible. This being, called Ah, emerges from the spring, like a sigh brought him into existence. What do you make of that, the power of a sigh?
It's fascinating, isn't it? It's like even our fleeting emotions, those feelings we barely register, can have real impact in this world of folklore. Intention, emotion, they're woven into reality. And the deal, Ah, offers, it's classic folktale stuff, a wish granted, but at a price. He gives the merchant the pearl crown, but in 40 days he wants the youngest daughter in return. Instant gratification with a potentially devastating cost. A cautionary tale right there.
Wow, that's heavy. I mean, talk about buyer's remorse. The merchant, relieved to have the crown, maybe not fully grasping the deal he struck, agrees. He goes home, gives his daughter the crown, but carries this terrible secret. It's a reminder, isn't it, to think about those long-term consequences, not just the immediate fix.
Absolutely. And that silence, the fact that he doesn't tell anyone, it creates this dramatic irony for us, the listeners. We know it's coming.
Okay, so 40 days pass, and like clockwork, Ah shows up to claim the daughter. Can you imagine that, being taken away by this mysterious being? Terrifying. But as they journey back to the spring, things take another unexpected turn.
The spring acts as a portal, kind of a doorway.
Ah.
Tells the daughter to close her eyes, and when she opens them, she's in this stunning garden with a magnificent palace. That shift from potential horror to paradise, it's a recurring theme in these tales. Appearances can be deceiving. What do you think is truly evil, or is there more to him?
It's hard to say. The garden feels like a test, maybe a temporary escape. And then she meets this handsome young man in the palace. They spend days together, happy. It's like a fairy tale, almost too good to be true.
And there's that tiny detail, the cotton tucked into the young man's arm, out of place, a little natural. It hints that things aren't what they seem. And her curiosity, maybe some intuition, makes her remove it. That tiny act has huge consequences. What drives her to do it? Just curiosity or something more?
I think it's that gut feeling, that sense that something's off. Even in paradise, we want to know the truth. And the result? Brutal. The young man's head is severed, placed on his chest. And just like that, the daughter's back in a desolate plain, alone. What does that sudden change represent? What's the lesson here?
It's like a metaphor, right? The fragility of illusion, the darkness hidden beneath beauty. By uncovering the truth, she breaks the spell. It's a reminder to look deeper beyond the surface, even if it's painful.
So now she's alone, facing this harsh reality. But she's resilient. She keeps going, reaches another spring, and near it, a tree. This time, it's not a mystical being, but two sparrows talking that give her crucial information. What do they reveal?
These sparrows, they're like guides offering help. They tell her the tree's leaves can cure madness and the twigs can reattach severed heads. Animals as sources of wisdom, that's a common theme in folklore. It's like nature holds the solutions if we know where to look.
I love that. So she's empowered now, she has knowledge, she finds shelter with an old woman in a castle, and learns about the princess who's blind. But there's this strange ritual the princess performs, with a box and a needle. What's going on there?
It's very specific. She takes the needle out of the box, puts it back in, then touches the box to her eyes. It gives her temporary sight, but it's all done in secret. Her blindness, the cure, there's something more to it. Why the secrecy? Why only temporary? It's intriguing.
Totally. And the daughter, resourceful as ever, gets hold of the box. Later, she uses the needle, combined with what she learned about healing, to cure the princess completely. The king's so grateful he offers her marriage, but she refuses.
Why do you think she moves on?
She's focused. She has a purpose, maybe a sense of duty to fix what happened back in the garden. Her journey continues, and she comes to another castle, this one filled with sadness.
And the reason for their grief?
A prince driven mad. Remember what the sparrows said. She uses the magical leaves to cure him, but again, refuses the king's offer of marriage. She keeps going. Determined, right. Her path takes her to a third castle, and this time it's a merchant's son. But he's got this insatiable hunger. How does she tackle that?
She's observant. She realizes the hunger might be a symptom, not the real problem. So she empties all the water containers, then feeds him super salty foods like a forced purge, and out comes this creature the size of a cat. The source of the problem is gone.
Wow. Addressing the root cause, not just the symptom. Another marriage offer, another refusal. Finally, she's back at the spring, face to face with, this has to be the climax, right?
Absolutely. Is not happy. But she's no longer helpless. She has knowledge, she has the twigs from the tree. Her journey of helping others has prepared her for this moment.
It's all connected. She reattaches the young man's head, touches him with the twig, and he comes back to life. It's like a reverse of that horrific scene in the garden. She tells him everything, and in the end, they choose to stay together. What stands out to you from this whole tale?
It's layered, right? Keeping promises, even bad ones. Appearances being deceiving. The power of observation, resourcefulness, and ultimately, redemption. That initial wish from a forgotten gift sets off this chain of events that leads to her growth, to restoring balance.
It's a story rooted in those universal human experiences. Choices, challenges, overcoming adversity. What resonated most with you?
Her agency. She doesn't just react, she becomes a healer, a problem solver. It's inspiring, that inner strength.
It is, and a reminder that even in tough situations, we have the power to shape our own destiny. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please subscribe to Iranian Things and leave a comment. We love hearing your thoughts.
And for those wanting to explore more, we've got a curated playlist of past deep dives.
Check it out, and maybe think about this. What seemingly small promise or event in your life might have hidden consequences or even unexpected opportunities? Something to ponder.
Definitely food for thought.
Until next time.
Stay curious.